Did you know? There was a time when the world's most adored idol, Jungkook of BTS, was not celebrated but criticized. When people didn't admire his visuals, but instead mocked him. When he wasn't welcomed with open arms at fan meetings, but quietly ignored. When they didn't see a star in him, they saw someone they could target. They laughed at his looks, called him gay, and ridiculed his soft-spoken nature. It sounds shocking now, but this was the painful reality he once lived through. Today, when we look at Jungkook, his charm, his stage presence, his unmatched talent, we see perfection. We see success. But what we don't see is the storm he walked through to reach where he is today. And that's exactly what we'll talk about in this video. The untold, emotional journey of Jungkook. A truth many never heard. A truth that will not only surprise you, but may even bring tears to your eyes. Because this is not just the story of a K-pop idol. This is the story of a boy who was broken by the world, and yet chose not to break. When someone becomes a global icon, it's easy to forget where they started. It's easy to praise their present and completely ignore the pain of their past. Jungkook, now called the Golden Maknae, the pride of BTS, once stood in the shadows. Back then, people didn't call him beautiful. They said he wasn't idle, material. Some said he was too quiet, too soft, too feminine. He joined BTS when he was just a teenager, with dreams in his eyes and talent in his heart, but also a nervousness that showed in every public appearance. People didn't see his talent. They judged him by how he looked. And because he wasn't loud, because he didn't try to act macho, they labeled him things like weird, awkward, or worse, gay. These weren't just harmless words. They were weapons used online, in forums, under photos, and even during live performances. He would stand on stage giving his all, but the comments afterward would be filled with hate. He looks like a girl. He's not attractive. He doesn't belong in BTS. Even during fan meets, there were moments where others would get all the attention, while Jungkook was left behind, unseen, ignored by some. Imagine being a young boy in a new city, under intense training, holding on to hope, and then seeing people avoid you. That pain doesn't fade easily, but what makes Jungkook different is how he chose to respond. He didn't argue. He didn't fight back on social media. He didn't beg for validation. Instead, he trained harder. He sang till his voice cracked. He danced till his feet bled. He built a body so strong that even his critics had to stay silent. He transformed his pain into passion. Every rejection became his fuel. Every insult became a reason to rise. And as BTS grew, so did Jungkook. His voice matured. His expressions became more powerful. And the same people who once mocked him started calling him the main event. The Golden One. The perfect idol. But even with all this success, that boy who once stood in the corner, unsure and unwanted, still lives within him. Then came the day when Jungkook finally spoke. Not in anger, but with quiet strength. In an interview, with tears brimming in his eyes, he said something that moved millions. I know what people used to call me. I know how they saw me. I used to think I wasn't enough. But I never gave up. I wanted people to recognize me for my work. And in that one moment, the world finally saw the truth. Behind all the glitz, the fame, the global records, stood a boy who simply wanted to be accepted, who gave everything to prove his worth. Jungkook went on to say, "I remember every fan who left me in the beginning, but I hold close to my heart every single person who stayed by me in my hardest moments." And when he said that, it wasn't just a quote. It was a message to every person who has ever felt left out, judged, or insulted for being different. Jungkook didn't just survive hate, he turned it into hope, for himself and for millions. So now, I want to ask you, did you know this side of Jungkook? Have you ever judged an artist based only on how they look or act on the surface? And if you're a true fan, someone who understands that real beauty lies in the heart, then go to the comment section and write, "We love you, JK." Let the world see how real fans support from the soul. Not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. If this story touched you, please like this video. Share it with a fellow ARMY. And don't forget to subscribe, because we bring you more than gossip.